They would not be surprised if Carroll reached out to Russell Wilson, possibly trying to sign the free agent, make amends for what went wrong at the end of that Seattle era. One of them even pointed out that Carroll and Wilson began to rekindle their relationship about a year ago or so. Wilson's always been intrigued by wearing the black and silver, so could be a back pocket item for later.
That's really interesting. I didn't necessarily think about that when I first heard this news, but I'm sure there'll be a lot more time to see if that happens. Thanks to Jeremy. More from you later on in the show on the Commanders. Now, the Raiders will be the fourth franchise that Pete Carroll has been the head coach for, along with the Jets, Patriots, and Seahawks. He'll be the sixth coach in NFL history to be the head coach for 4 or more franchises, and just the third in the Super Bowl era. Pete Carroll turned 74 years old in September. He'll surpass Romeo Crennel as the oldest head coach in NFL history.